seizure and we had to ring 000. And
Okay, alright.
good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. Sorry I look a little rough. It is a little after 7 a.m. and it's a Monday morning. And this is a bit of a different vlog for me. So I had my first 400 hurdles race of the season on Saturday, and look, there is no sugarcoating it. It was a big failure. It was a mitigated disaster. I just basically didn't execute the race plan that we've been working on. And honestly, looking back at the video, I just didn't attack the race, which is any sprinter knows you just need to go out aggressive. There's no other way to be a sprinter. So, my coach and I have spoken about it and we sort of know what's going wrong. And it's basically for me just the mental side of things. I'm really not preparing mentally for my races the way I need to be. So we've sort of put some things into place and we're going to try them. And I've got a couple of weeks and then I will be running another race and I will be running a personal best, I've decided. But why I'm sort of looking a bit rough this morning and it's 7 and I'm not in the office is because unfortunately yesterday my mum did have a very serious seizure and we had to ring 000 and she was admitted to hospital. She is doing really well. She's a little dazed and confused as she usually is after her seizure. I've taken the day off work just so that there'll be a little bit of backwards and forwards between the hospital she's been admitted to and her primary caregivers and her other doctors. So it's probably just easier for me to take the day and be available all day than to try and take calls and do work stuff. As per usual, my two bosses have been fantastic. My big boss, Rob, actually does have seizures himself, so he's completely understanding and was just like, all the best to your mum. And yeah, same for Luke. He, again, was just like, take as many days as you need. So I'm very grateful for that. But I know that the point of this vlog is just getting back on the horse, as it were, after you have a really bad race. So today is a Monday, I have core work, and then it is technically the distance biggest session that we'll do this week. I'm hoping to run a 1 and 2 this weekend, but obviously that'll be up to Russ. If Russ thinks it's better to bypass the weekend of racing and work through it, then that's what we'll do. But at this stage I am running a 1 and 2. So today I'm going to do everything. I won't be working, so it'll be a little bit different. But yeah, I just think it's important to see how someone who runs poorly gets back on the horse and then succeeds, past a failure. Happy Tuesday. It's become just like literally the second I turned on my camera, it's become overcast. So I had a solid session last night. I didn't chat to you, sorry. I sort of got home and just kind of crashed. It was a really big day, like physically and emotionally, but we're just about to actually go and collect my mum, so that's very exciting. She's doing well there, all report she's doing well, so that's really good to see. At training last night, sorry I couldn't get any footage. It was just packed out there, and I imagine that's probably because school's almost back, so therefore all the sort of the school aged kids are coming back. But we did some starts, and then we did a split 400 where we run 200, we wait 2 minutes, then we run another 200, and I ran pretty much equal to my PB. So that was really exciting to see, and it was I think a really good way just to back up such a poor race on the weekend. I did actually use a lot of the time when I was up in hospital with mum to look up visualization techniques, and I spoke to my coach about it, and we've put a plan in place where it's not my physical side that's letting me down. It really is my mental side. I'm not preparing for the races. I'm psyching myself up, I don't turn up, and I'm not present. So it's just really about working on that. So this weekend I'll run a 1 and a 200, and then because it is Australia Day next week, there is a midweek meet, and I'll run a 400 there, and then potentially I'll back up 4 days later and run another 400 at the weekend meet as well. But this morning I did gym. It was a really great session, and another one where I didn't really want to get up and go to it, but I went and did it, and I was really glad. And then today at some stage I'll make some time and I'll go out and do some hurdle drills and just some plyometrics just to keep everything firing along. And then this afternoon it will be recovery and first round of visualization. Spoken to you today. So I trained out at UQ this morning. My mum came home yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that. She's doing really well. She's still a little bit tired, and just every now and then she struggles to get a point across. She has aphasia, which means sometimes the brain and the mouth just can't connect to get the words out. But she's doing really well. So for today's session, I didn't do core this morning. Just after the rough couple of days, I just let myself sort of sleep in until I really needed to be up for work. And then I just worked all day. I had a pretty solid day at work, and then this afternoon I just came down to train as per usual. We did some sleds. Sorry, I'm just thinking what we did. We did some sleds, and then we did a start over 3 hurdles, 4 hurdles, 5 hurdles, and then we did some 120s where we build up. Look, the hurdles were okay. I wasn't in my really bad race. I was not aggressive enough going out. And one of the things that happened before Christmas was we videoed one of my start sessions, and I will try and remember to put the footage in here. And I went over the first hurdle, and I actually didn't go over it. If you see, I went over to the side of it, which is called, I trailed the hurdle, which is where you don't actually run over the hurdle. And I think that's just sort of been lodged in the back of my mind that I don't want to do that because I'd get disqualified. And I feel like I've been slowing down going into the first hurdle to make sure that I don't not go over the hurdle, if that makes any sense. And honestly, you just can't run a race like that. Well, you can run a race like that, but you can't run a race like that and run fast. There's just, with the hurdles, you have to keep the momentum going. And so today, look, my first start over 3 was okay. It was a little, didn't kind of come off the first hurdle and, use momentum and go into the second one. And that kind of, left me that. My second one was brilliant. It was perfect. It was dead on. And then my third one, my legs were a little bit tired and a headwind just came up at the last second. And so I didn't get the leg I prefer, which is my left leg, but it was still a really solid effort and a step up on the first rep. So, we're getting there. And I just think I have to get it out of my head, to not play it safe. Like, I'm not going to run a PB. I'm not going to run as fast as I want to run if I play it safe. So what would I rather? Have a really bad name to my time, a really bad time to my name and finish the race, or run aggressively and potentially get disqualified because my lead leg doesn't go perfectly over the hurdle? And look, just to that, you know, we've done a lot of work, and I do some drills at home when I can to keep that lead leg straight so that it is just strong enough to go straight up and over and not out to the side, which is a normal body reflex. If you ever see anyone try and hurdle, they'll stick it out to the side of the hurdle. That's just how you are. So all up, a frustrating day, but I definitely think we're moving in the right direction. Thursday. I went to the office today, as you saw. It started off that there was no one in the office, and then like a whole bunch of people came, so it was a bit awkward because we're meant to have masks on when we're at that density or capacity, but I just tried to stay away from everyone because I didn't want to have a mask on all day, just, you know, like breathing on your nose and your face. So yeah, did a few things. Noticed, as is always the tradition, like, you know, you have a pretty steady day, you get through everything, you sort of get prepped for the next day, and then like you leave for the day and stuff comes in. But anyway, so I'm out at the track now. It is raining. It's been sort of raining on and off all day, so it was pretty heavy driving over. Thankfully, I think it's sort of tapered off. Hopefully it stays that way until after we finish training. I'm pretty certain it'll be hurdles tonight. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing. I meant to ask Russ, but I kind of forgot, so we'll just see how it plays out. But hopefully it'll be a really, really good session.